Internet, Eric here. Rachel's over there.
Hello.
Last time we were together, we talked about the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton, and we said we're at least going to do the first four initial ones, not counting Adam West. So we're back, and we're talking about Batman Returns. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Blah blah blah. Plot spoilers. Watch at your own risk. It's Batman, and he's returned.
And he's pissed.
And he's pissed off. Basic plot is Batman is back, and he's trying to protect Gotham City from the likes of the Penguin and Catwoman. And there's a side story where Christopher Walken is basically Mr. Burns running a power plant, and he's doing shady things, and he's using the Penguin to run for mayor to distract everyone from what he's doing.
His shadiness.
There you go. What'd you think? Initial thoughts?
I like it. The first four Batman that we're going to be discussing, I definitely like them in order as they go. So the first one is the best, then this one, then so on, and so on.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We don't know. It's been a while since we've seen Batman and Robin. But anyways, I really enjoy this one as well. Michael Keaton is great as Batman again. He's great as Bruce Wayne. I was going to say Bruce Willis. He's great as Bruce Wayne. I really like how in this one you can tell that, like, from the opening shot of where we see him, his life sucks. You can tell his life. Well, his life doesn't suck, but
it's boring.
It's boring unless he's Batman, because when the Penguin Circus Gang is attacking the city, you just see him just sitting there kind of in his chair, waiting for useless Commissioner Gordon to say, hit the signal.
Right.
And then he finally looks like he's got something to do. So I like that. His comedic timing with Alfred's really good again. I was telling you, one of my favorite scenes is when he's investigating Penguin's shady past, and Alfred walks down and gives him like something to eat, and he takes a bite and
he thinks it's soup.
He spits it back out and he says it's cold, and then Alfred says something like it's vichyssoise, and then Michael Keaton just gives him this.
He's like, it's supposed to be cold.
It's supposed to be cold, and then he kind of shrugs and just starts eating it. So his physical comedy is still good. He's still intimidating as Batman. So he was great. Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is great. She really pulls off.
I think she did a really good job.
Yeah, she really pulls off like the meek, not simple-minded, but neurotic kind of secretary, because she's Christopher Walken's secretary. When we first meet her, she pulls that off great. And then after
her only, at that time, her only life besides work is her cat and her mom.
Her mom that occasionally calls her and she hates it. Yeah. And then eventually Christopher Walken kills her, throws her out a window.
Or does
he? Yeah. And she falls through. She falls down and she lands in the ground, and in a really creepy scene, all the alley cats start chewing on her fingers, and
start eating
her eyes start twitching. Then she wakes up and it's total 180. I love the scene where she comes home and she's just destroying her stuffed animals. Like, she throws them in the garbage disposal, and then she's drinking milk like straight out of the carton, and it's just pouring down her face, and she doesn't care.
I like the whole scene when she goes to the closet and she's like, "This is no good. This is no good." Throwing out all of her old clothes, and then she gets to one leather jacket.
Yeah, like the leather glove and stuff like that. And then she makes her outfit, which is really cool. I like the stitching design all over it. And then she's got like the little thimbles or whatever with the retractable claws. And then when she's Catwoman and she's crazy, she's having fun with the role. Right. She's like Jack Nicholson in The Joker. Like when she first creates mayhem, and she's destroying not a convenience store, a department store. She's like putting aerosol cans in a microwave and it explodes. And I love when she takes her whip and she's whipping the heads off of the mannequins, and then after that she looks around and she just starts skipping rope.
Yeah, I like that part too.
So she's a lot of fun, and then she's got some good sexual chemistry with Bruce Wayne. They fall for each other, of course, and then you can tell that they really care about each other. So I like that. So she's good. Danny DeVito as the Penguin is perfect because he's disgusting. If you've ever seen him on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he's the Penguin right there when he's Frank. They do a good job making him sympathetic in the beginning,
right?
Because they show his
sad.
Yeah, because they show his parents, the Cobbleplots, played by Pee Wee Herman, and then the chick who was the waitress in Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Don't have any idea.
Pee Wee's sitting there drinking a martini while wife is giving birth. He goes in, you hear him scream.
Mm-hmm.
So the child was deformed. Then you see years later they've been keeping the kid in a cage, and he kills the cat. And then of course they throw him, and then they realize, you know,
that he's a monster.
Yeah, so they put him in a baby carriage and they throw him over.
On the river.
Yeah, throw him over a bridge into the river where he goes into the sewer and he's raised by penguins because penguins have the ability to raise an infant child.
Not only that, but the penguins are in the town.
Penguins are in the town.
Yeah, like whatever the town they're in.
Gotham.
How many places in in America do you know that have penguins besides the zoo?
Yeah. Well, there is an abandoned zoo at the end. That's where they fight.
Oh.
So that's probably where they came from.
That could be.
But so he starts with this sympathetic character, and like he saves the mayor's baby, you know, even though he set everything up and blah blah blah. But then you know right away that he's got an ulterior motive, and when that's revealed at the end, you realize how sick of an individual this guy is. So Danny DeVito's great. I love how he talks with his hands a lot.
Yeah.
Like everything is like he's like pointing off to the distance, like he says, his French flipper trick. We'll get to that. But he's like to me he reminded me of like an orchestra conductor.
Yeah.
He's always using his hands like this and then being overly dramatic. So he was great. So the leads are great. The only other person I'll talk about is Christopher Walken. I liked him because he wasn't Christopher Walken. He wasn't crazy, stupid Christopher Walken that he's known for. He was just an evil businessman. So he was fine. So acting's great. Action's really good. The fight choreography is better with Batman. He can move around in the costume a lot more. You believe that whoever the stunt double was for Michelle Pfeiffer, she was really good because her fight scenes with Batman are really, really good. Mm-hmm. You actually believe that she is not a menace, but she's a worthy opponent, I guess, to Batman because she kicks his ass a couple times.
Right.
And I like how she does use her sexuality to confuse Batman at times. Like, I love the scene where she's like, she got her hand, she's putting it down like the front of his suit, and then she like jabs him in the gut with a spike or her fingernails.
Yeah.
So, the fight scene between them are really good.
I also like it when she is conversing with the Penguin in the one scene, and he's obviously smitten with her and wants to get with her. And
yeah, that's an ongoing thing with the Penguin, just to make him more disgusting, is he just wants to get laid throughout the whole movie.
While the whole time she's just trying to figure out a plan whether they can work together kind of thing, and eventually she just takes his bird and puts it in her mouth, and then he takes the cat, and then they have like a standoff with the animals.
Yeah, like she's trying to win him over, and he's not listening because he's just being a pervert. So she grabs his bird, his parakeet, and puts it in her mouth. So he grabs her cat and he pulls the umbrella with the knife, and he's gonna, the set design's still really cool. I like, just the way Gotham City looks. I like like I was talking about the abandoned zoo at the end, how that looks. I love how it's in wintertime. I just thought it was really cool just watching Batman in the Batmobile driving around Gotham City all covered in snow. The sewer where Penguin lived looked disgusting and clean at the same time. So music's still really good by Danny Elfman like it was in the first one. Not really a lot of complaints of this one. I really thought this one was great as well.
I did think it was a little bit more serious than the first one.
It was more darker tone for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when you find out what the Penguin's gonna do. Like, I'm not gonna ruin that because that was pretty twisted what he is really going to do. Let's see here. I did think it was kind of hokey. Like, there's this ongoing thing where since Michelle Pfeiffer became Catwoman, she now has 9 lives.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So that was. I mean, I guess the way she was killed, I'm going to do finger quotes the whole time.
Okay.
Was kind of, yes, she could have survived, but it's still kind of cheesy. Like, she gets thrown off a building, that counts as one life, and then Christopher Walken shoots her like 3 or 4 times, and that counts as like 3 or 4 lives. And then there's no, I know it's a fucking comic book movie, but there's no way she would have survived her 8th life, because cats have 9 lives. When she took care of Christopher Walken, there's no way she would have survived that. So that's, you got to suspend some disbelief, but it's fucking Batman. So
I did like how Bruce Wayne and I don't know what her name is in the movie, but Catwoman. Selina Kyle. Figure out that they are each other's, like, I did kind of think, so are we supposed to hate each other now?
That was a sweet scene, but a sad scene, because like I said, I like their romance, and they meet back up at the Gotham City Ball or whatever, and they're dancing and getting romantic again, and they say a line that they had said before in a previous conversation, and while they were fighting as Batman and Catwoman, and then they come to this realization, and then, like you said, Michelle Pfeiffer says, "So does this mean we got to fight each other now?" Yeah. So that was a really cool, sad scene. Geez, what else? I like Penguin's circus group. Yeah. I like all the multiple characters. Like, you got the clowns, and then you got like the skeletons riding the motorcycles, and then the dog lady who just doesn't do anything, and her pool who does all the work. The guy from Ghost who teaches Patrick Swayze how to use his ghost powers is the guy with the monkey. He does the cranking the music box. Yeah. I just love the look of it, the feel of it. It's a lot of fun. We were talking about how disgusting it is, the French flipper trick. Yeah. The context of that scene is just to make Penguin look disgusting. Yeah. It's when Christopher Walken is telling him that we're gonna make you mayor because you can. I don't know. You're gonna be mayor basically, so you can run Gotham. Right. And he doesn't want to do it, so he coaxes him with like a huge piece of tuna. And Danny DeVito just rips open the tuna and just starts eating it and slurping it and everything. And he's in this gigantic onesie that captures every fold in his body.
The flesh-colored one.
Yeah, it's like a white or gray you can't really tell because it's all fucking stained.
Yeah, it's gross.
And like I said, it hugs him in all the wrong places. Yeah. And he comes down, and then he meets the image consultants, and one of the image consultants is also from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. She's the host at the Alamo, but they're talking about how we're gonna clean you up, make you presentable, and they're like, our voters say they like people who wear gloves, so they just want to cover up his fingers because these 3 are molded together with one big claw, and then he's like this, and then he's just while he's eating this fish, he's talking about how attractive that girl is, and he's like, ooh, I would like to get in her glove or something like that, and he says I'm gonna show her my French flipper trick, and then he flips his fingers. He's really disgusting. And then there's another part where this big boob blonde says, ooh, Penguin, we love you, and he's like, here, have a button, and he says, let me get it, and he puts it right on her boob, and then he kind of caresses it, and it's just... And what's great is Christopher Walken sees this. And he knows that all Penguin wants to do is get laid because he's lived in the sewer his whole life. He's never had a girl. So he's like, you can get unlimited poontang. And that's what convinces him. He's like, I'm going to be mayor. Oh, okay. So I really enjoy this one. I think I like Batman more, but it's only by a slim amount. Yeah. Characters are still great. The performances are still great. The action is great. I love the final confrontation. Speaking of disgusting, when Danny DeVito finally bites it, he is not looking pretty.
No, he's got green blood.
Yeah, and oozing out of him. I like what the Penguins do to him when he dies. I don't want to spoil that, but Michelle Pfeiffer having fun, great music, great characters. I love Batman Returns. Close second to Batman. So that'll be about it. You got anything else to say?
No.
You ready?
Yeah, they definitely just go in order of the movies, I think, for me. I haven't seen Batman and Robin for a while, though, so...
That's going to be fun.
We don't know.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. We'll be back probably sooner than later with our Batman Forever review. I got a few other things coming up. So click the bell, all that shit, comment below. I don't have anything to drink, so I'll just say cheers.
Recommend some things for us.
Yeah, recommend another series for us to do that I haven't done already. And cheers and...
French flipper check.
There you go.